Hello everybody and welcome to Matthew Gardens the Globe. I'm down here at Cosmo Bethel Lake, and what are we doing today? Wow. Well, we're going to go fishing with garden pests. Yeah, isn't that fun? Anyway, down here there's a population of bluegills and you're not going to see them very good, but I'm going to feed them. I've trained them to eat little bits of flour tortilla. I roll them up in little balls and throw that in, and they eat that. But what I'd like to talk about today is the Japanese beetle. Now, here we have spectricide, bag of bug, Japanese beetle trap. And what this is a chemical lure, pheromone type trap, and this will get the Japanese beetles basically to come to this trap. It's probably bringing in the males, a female scent or something to that effect. Now, you can buy this and take the attractant out of that, but what I want to show you is the replacement. Okay, so you don't need that. All you need is the replacement, and you get this out and you're going to come to the lake and you're going to want the wind at your back. So right now the wind is in my face and all this debris is coming, this scum is just floating over. It's mostly seeds from trees and whatnot, but we want to do this way over there with our wind at our back, and we're going to put this lure, this chemical lure, out into the wind, and then what's going to happen is the Japanese beetles are going to come to me, and then I'm going to get those Japanese beetles into the water, and we're going to feed these fish Japanese beetles until the cows come home. Now, alternatively, what you can do is use the trap to bring the beetles over and get a beetle and put it on a hook and then throw it in the water, and then you'll catch a fish. But that's not our aim today. We just want to show that this garden pest can actually be a benefit somewhere. Now let's talk a little bit about the Japanese beetle as we look at the lake. Okay, Japanese beetles are basically in the same place as earthworms. They're primary decomposers of organic materials down in the soil, but they live in lawns, and lawns aren't very nutritious. Most people don't feed a lot of lawns. If they feed a lawn, it's probably a chemical. You know, lawns persist on rainwater, so the environment which is poor where lawns are, or pasture grasses, isn't very nutritious for the Japanese beetle. So the larva sits there on its back and it eats roots and decomposing matter, and guess what? When it comes out, it didn't get the food it needed, so when it comes out as an adult, where normally it would just fly around and mate, lay eggs, and then start the cycle again, they're ravenous, and they're going to come in and they're going to eat the foliage on your plants. In my case, it's sunflowers or the corn leaves or ornamental flowers. They're just a real pest. So here's one thing you can do to reduce the population. Use a lure, catch some fish or feed some fish, and I'm going to cut now and we'll go to the other side of the wind side of the lake, or hope that the wind turns around, and we'll go over and show you how to do this. One thing, these lures, you're going to want to use a disposable glove. You don't want to get this lure smell on your hand, because if you do, then you're going to have Japanese beetles flying from everywhere to go over and mate with your hand, or lay eggs in your hand, or do something on your hand, because you're going to call it to it. So you want to use a glove, and then you're going to throw that out. Okay, so I'm going to cut, and then we're going to go to feeding the fish, and then with the tortillas. Anyway, this is Matthew with Matthew Gardens the Globe, and Plant It Forward, and let's feed some fish.